Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I'm back to post a quick video here. This is going to be a really quick video response to Robert Z, his second or another question kind of thread type thing that he threw out there. Um, I actually, I think I did a reply to the video, but again, it was a very fun question that he kind of put out there, and I had a lot of fun kind of thinking about it or reminiscing on and so forth. So I just thought I'd come over here and just shoot a quick video, just kind of talking about it, just to, just to kind of have some fun with it. But simply put, he was asking, with your collecting habits or what you do with music, how you collect music, I guess listen to it, everything else, just all things music around you, would it be any different if you didn't have this YouTube slash VC slash internet and that whole world to go to? So kind of pre-internet, would it be any different? And he was like, just kind of really think about it and just kind of really be honest about it, just to really kind of dive in. And I thought it was kind of funny that I didn't have to think about it that much at all, because it's actually something I've already thought about before, in the sense that I can really say that 99% that my habits would not be any different whatsoever. And the reason that I can say that is because, or I should say, all I have to do is go back and look at how I collected music and other things and all that prior to the internet. And one of the funny things too is this happened a while ago, kind of after I got my place set up here and get all my stuff on the walls. And a lot of you guys that see my videos kind of know how I'm always rearranging my music room and different things I'm doing. Well, the first time my mom came to visit me in my new place here, one of the first things I remember her saying was, or kind of joking about, was how much it resembled what she remembered my room being like back in high school, junior high and high school. So what I thought I would do is just kind of really quick share with you kind of what that was like. And those of you that kind of know me or have seen my videos and everything, I mean, you'll be able to see whether it matches up to the way I am now in the post-internet age or not. So anyway, initially growing up, I shared a room with my two younger brothers. My older brother was living with my grandmother at the time, going to school there. When my dad got a job, he didn't want to leave the school where he was. And then, so it was my two younger brothers and I shared a room, and then my sister had a room. She ended up going and staying with my grandmother where my older brother was, because she wanted to go to school there as well. So then I had my own room and I took over her room. So once I took over her room, for the kind of really the first time in my life, I had kind of my world, okay. And so the things that I really got into or were really into at that time was music, obviously, baseball card collecting, and I've always been a collector of something, and that's always been just a natural thing for me, is to collect, and then freestyling, bikes and all that kind of stuff. So that was like my entire world throughout that time period. So one of the first things, back then was when my mom made a comment about, my place now kind of reminding her of my room in high school. I'll never forget this. Between regular full-size posters and stuff you cut out of magazines and all of that. And I remember, like top of my head, I remember a Quiet Riot picture I cut out as a journey over my closet door. These are ones that are just jumping out in my mind. Between music and BMX stuff, I had over 207 different pictures that were on my wall, because my goal was to cover every single wall, including my entire ceiling, corner to corner, without an inch of anything showing, and I managed to do that. And so my ceiling had all full-size posters, and I never forget that, where corner to corner all the way through. And when it got over my bed, there was about maybe 2 or 3 feet of space left before the ceiling hit the wall, so I couldn't get another full-size poster in there. So what I would do is I took the posters and pent one side to the top of on the ceiling, and then the bottom of the poster I painted on the wall, so the poster's kind of set at a, not really shown like that, but kind of at an angle. So you're kind of looking up at the poster like this, and the poster's sitting here, because this is the ceiling, that's the wall. And I'll never forget, because that line right there was all my Iron Maiden posters. And my favorite one, which sat right over my bed, which was here, which was the Trooper, and that was that was my favorite poster that I had up there, and that was long before I even knew about all the Iron Maiden catalog and everything. I was only listening to Somewhere in Time at that point in time, but of course, the Eddie artwork just always blew my mind, and I love that Trooper. Another one of my favorites that was up there was Kiss. That was another one that like my two favorite posters out of all the ones I had. And there was a Vanity poster that wasn't too bad either, but the Kiss and the Kiss and the Trooper were my two favorites. But yeah, so my room's completely plastered with posters everywhere, which very much resembles what you guys have seen in my current music slash living space now. Um, my cassettes and everything, I was always trying. I didn't have a lot of money and stuff back then. I mean, we were more okay at this point, but I still wasn't like a lot of my friends. So I was always looking for creative ways to set up my cassettes and all of that, um, because I always wanted it to look like the wall they had at the music store I used to go to in the mall back then. The mall music stores in the mall, those fabulous days. So I was always coming up with these kind of creative ways to figure out how to store my cassettes and arrange them and all that type of stuff, and because I wanted to look like the store at the time. And of course, again, those of you that know me know that's still my exact same motivation today of how my music area is set up. Is I want it to be as store-like as possible. Um, what are some other things that were kind of funny? Oh, baseball card collection. I had a dresser that had these two doors that kind of open and it had some long flat spaces in there. I used to set my baseball cards up on that and within this table because I wanted my baseball card collection and the stuff I wanted to be able to display to mimic again the baseball card shops I went to all the time. Matter of fact, one time I went to this whatchamacallit, pawn shop, and I was driving by and I saw this display case sitting outside on the side of the building, kind of right beside a dumpster. And my first thoughts were, oh my gosh, they're throwing that away. One of those big 6, 7 foot display cases with the three glass shelves on it. And I wanted that thing so bad. I was going to take it, but then I thought, wait a minute, I don't know if this is trash or not. It's sitting right beside the dumpster, but it looks okay. So I decided to wait, and I went in the next day and asked the guy if he was throwing it away because I wanted to snag it. And he was like, no, we just sat there for a moment because we're doing blah, 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 but it's not for sale. And a part of me was like, God, I wish I just would have took it the other night thinking it was trash. And I would have done something wrong and at least not known it. But because I wanted that thing so bad because I wanted to have my baseball cards displayed like they do in the store, in the baseball card shops. So everything I've collected, whether it's music or my baseball cards or whatever else, I've always been about, this type of display setup, store like environment. Because I always enjoyed myself or enjoyed the time I spent in those stores, record stores and baseball card shops. When I came home and had my own little world, I wanted it to be just like a baseball card and record shop. That's what I wanted my environment to be like. Um, and again, those of you that know me know that's exactly what my goal is and what I do as far as collecting now in terms of storing stuff. I want it to be as store-like, and I like that environment of just feeling good, just sitting in the midst of my stuff and the way that it's set up. Even if I'm not listening to anything, I can actually enjoy my collection without listening to it, which I think is just something I've always had that. So, when it comes to buying, collecting, storing, and all of that, the internet or the VC, that type of thing, didn't take me to what you've seen in Mr. Hall of Fame's Record Exchange. It was like that when I had a little room to myself with a small closet and couldn't afford anything. It was Mini Me's Mr. Hall of Fame's Record Exchange even back then. So no different whatsoever. And it's really kind of weird to think about just how much of that aspect of my life has not changed at all. If again, if you knew me back when I was 12, 13, and knew me today, just like my mom did with that the day she came over the first time. It's like nothing has changed whatsoever. And so yeah, I guess really I haven't been affected in my collecting habits at all. I mean, of course, we all would have to say, well, yeah, we're introduced to different music because of, but still, that's not really a habit. That's just what you choose to go out to purchase. Um, so yeah, it's eerie. I mean, back then, one of the things I used to say about my environment was I can go into my room and shut my door, and I could be totally and completely entertained for 24, 36 hours straight and just not have a need to come out because I'm enjoying this environment so much. Whether it's checking out my posters, rearranging things, um, again, dealing with my baseball card collection and how I went about uh, cataloging everything. Of course, back then it was these green sheets of paper. I remember that too. I put 1987 top set and then number card 1 through 792. So I'm going through and checking off the ones I have and keeping track of what I need. And they're, you know, it's no different than this little computer right now that does the exact same thing. The same want list, same what I have, same catalog list. It was just all done by hand, which I need to pull those out because I actually still have those. And I have them here. I'll have to show that in a video here sometime soon. But yeah, those type of similarities are just weird. I used to dust things all the time. I always wanted things to be clean and all of that. And I mean, sitting right over there on the floor by the shelf, there's the pledge. I mean, same thing, same kind of habit. Oh, and this is kind of a funny one too. When I mentioned my 2 favorite posters, and I didn't even think about this before I started making this video. It never occurred to me until I got ready to make this video that my favorite 2 posters were the Kiss poster, which was Dynasty, and then the Trooper. Those are my 2 favorite posters that I had in my room at the time. What a coincidence. Kiss Dynasty is still up there, and sure enough, the Trooper is still there. I mean, that's just how much things haven't changed. And honestly, I never paid attention to that. I don't think there's anything else on my wall that would have been something I had back in high school. No, there's nothing, because I wasn't into jazz or anything like that back then. Hendrix and all that, I didn't know none of that. So, Roxy Music, yeah. So yeah, those are the only 2 posters on my wall right now that are the exact same 2 posters I had on my wall back in high school. But yeah, so not many changes at all. But gosh, just even flashing back on that stuff now. I remember that Vanity poster was one of my favorites. I had a pretty cool Guns N' Roses poster, Def Leppard. I had a Tone Loc poster, a LL Cool J poster. I mean, like I said, there was over 200 different pictures and images. I think of the big posters, about 60, 55 or 60 were, full-size posters like that. And just taped to the wall, so yeah, that was just kind of, like I said, a nice little fun walk down memory lane, if you will. And I say it just really is interesting to see that even if I wasn't able to reach out to you guys and talk through the VC and the internet and all of that good stuff, that I would pretty much be doing the exact same thing from a collecting standpoint. So just want to share that, VC. Again, fun stuff, good topic, Robert, and let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you soon.